Good morning. So the last class we were discussed about what we discussed in the last class. Can anyone say that? Can anyone? What we discussed on the last class? What we discussed on the last class? Good morning. Last class lo em discuss chesam. So in general, there is a network attacks are there, computer attacks are there. Even we have some websites or applications mainly depend upon the database. So how the database is going to be attacked? So there is a technique called SQL injection. Attack on database is known as SQL injection. What is SQL injection? So like how we are using a DML, DCL and DDL commands, same way the attacker inserts some of commands to enter into the database tables to theft the personal information, because the RDBMS table contains rows and columns. So if you consider one row, that row contains one person information such as credit card number, personal information, address, mobile number, everything we are going to be stored in one row. So for example, based upon the ID generation, no, unique ID and control. So table. So through that only we are going to be identify that table, that is a primary key and foreign key is there, no. So for every table we are going to be set a primary key, so such that in the primary key we don't have any duplicates. So even if we have multiple names, similar type of names are there, in order to avoid things, so which one are unique one, so that we can make it as a primary. So even if we find one row in the database table, so such that one person full information we can find it from. So the attacker can attack through SQL injection. Attacker attacks through SQL injection. By that, the information theft from this SQL injection. So not only this SQL injection, we have one more thing is blind SQL injection also. So SQL injection may knows the attacker attacks and something is wrong with the data, everything we can. By the blind attack, so attacker is attacks is going to be hide and is going to be theft the information. That is a blind attack. So another one we saw about buffer overflow. So we talk about hardware, that is networking. In order to in a database, the front end some programming language is there. Everything mute hello. ఎవరది ఇంకా కనెక్ట్ అవ్వలేదు ఈలోపు ప్లీజ్ మ్యూట్. ఓకే, so if database is there, if computer network is there, if you talk, so where if the coding is poor coding, so that is buffer overflow. The concept is buffer overflow. So why means every data before entering to the memory, it is going to be stored in a temporary variable. So that temporary path is known as a buffer. So how Attackers may attack on these buffer. So in order to avoid this, so buffer means in order to make the memory safe. So where the vulnerabilities in while we are declaring in the variables, how to protect the variables, everything. So because the variables are the memory locations in the program. So so we need to protect the variables. So how the buffer overflow attacks is going to be happen, and also we saw how to prevent that also. Okay, and today's topic is attacks on wireless networks. How the attack is going to be happen in wireless network. Wireless technologies have become increasingly popular in day-to-day business and personal lives. Yes or no? How many of them you know in home they are using Wi-Fi connection? Yes or no? So we are fixing a modem. Automatically, the modem something based upon the ports. One is we can take a USB, that is a LAN cable. We can take another one. We have 4 or 5 Wi-Fi connections. We can get it. Yes or no? So even if you want to connect your TV with your mobile, you are going to be switch on your hotspot so that data should transfer from TV and we can see on the TV. So wireless technology nowadays is very popular. Where it is popular means in handheld devices such as PDS allows the individual to access the calendars, email addresses, phone numbers, list, and the internet. So through this wireless network, we can access all those things. Why it is a wireless network? How to access a calendar, email addresses, phone numbers? So some personal is that internet is also one type of access. Even if we are going to be access a calendar, email addresses, and the phone number list, all those things we can uh, handle through this handheld device. Then wireless networks extended the range of traditional wired network by using a radio waves to transmit the data to wireless enabled devices such as laptops and PCs. So generally wire ki wireless ki difference anamata. Wired ante definitely there is a physical connectivity in between the two systems or two nodes or two PDS, whatever it may be. So there is a physical connection in between two devices we can call wired network. So we don't have any physical media between the devices. So the data is going to be transferred through some radio waves that is known as wireless networks. So this one we can use some wireless enabled devices such as laptops and personal digital assistants. Wireless networks are generally composed of two basic elements. One is access point, that is APs, and other wireless enabled devices such as laptops, radio transmitters and receivers to communicate, connect with each other. So I will show you that figure in the next slide is there. So that is, so general గా మనం ఏపీ సెట్ చేస్తాం కదా. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మొబైల్ నెట్వర్క్ కావాలంటే జనరల్ గా వెళ్ళి ఏపీ యాక్సెస్ పాయింట్ సెట్ చేయడం అంటారు. జనరల్ గా జియోకి అయితే జియో నెట్ అని ఉంటుంది, ఎయిర్టెల్ కి అయితే ఎయిర్టెల్ నెట్ అని ఉంటుంది, బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ నెట్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది కదా. ద వర్డ్ విచ్ generally comes and we can access through that access point. And others devices, for example laptop, how we are going to be connect. So through, for example, IP address or through some wireless for example, uh, you can start your hotspot. Automatically it shows your name and you can enable, maybe through a password you can enable. And then what is these APs, access points means? APs are connected through a physical wiring to a conventional network, and they broadcast signal which these wireless devices can connect. For example, ఎలా అంటే, సో టవర్ కి మధ్యలో మామూలుగా టవర్ కి సాటిలైట్ సిగ్నల్ వస్తుంది. అక్కడ నుంచి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఏ బిఎస్ఎన్, even you can take a connection BSNL, they are giving a direct connection to your home. Then later we can fix some modem, that is a device. So through that we can connect to one system, or we can use some other D-link ఉంటాయి కదా. సో అవి ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమవుతాయి, డైరెక్ట్ ఒక వైర్ మీ ఇంటికి వస్తుంది. అలాగే దెన్ we can connect to that, we can access it. So generally what is this means, the APIs are connected to physical wiring to a conventional network. అంటే ఏంటంటే జనరల్ గా మనకి ఇప్పుడు వైడ్ నెట్వర్క్ టవర్స్ లో కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటుంది. Through the tower we can access the access points. So then from the tower the broadcast signal is, which is wireless, devices can connect. So wireless access to a network has become very common by now in India for organizations and individuals. Not only India, it is everywhere. So this is a figure. So see that. So general traditional network, some computer to computer wired connection is there. In wireless, how it means, so through that wire we are going to be accessed. For example, you can consider this is a D-link. So through this D-link we are going to be have wireless access points. Wireless access point, we can access this data from your computer. So why there is a inter circle connections also there? Why it is called like this? For example, in this laptop we can replace some mobile. What is going to be happen? So wireless network connected to your mobile connected to your PC, or else PC to PC transmission also we can do. So that is the meaning of internal transmission also. Through access point we are going to be get to one device. Through the device we can share that to another devices. So that is the meaning of internal circuits also here. Okay, a traditional wire network, so there is a wire between two systems definitely. Okay, then through this we have some D-link something, so that is giving a wireless access. Through this access point we are going to be connect the wireless devices, wireless enabled devices we can simply call, either it is a laptop, mobiles, or PDs. The following are the different types of mobile workers: threads, remote workers. This is considered to be an employee who generally remains at a single point of work but is remote to a central company system. So generally a system admin antam kada manaku. So for example, if you want to access some Wi-Fi in our college, so we need to go to the system administrator and we can fix it. So that it is considered to become an employee who generally remains a single point of work, but it is a remote control to a company system. Then roaming users. This is either an employee who works in an environment. For example, warehousing, shop floor, etc. in either multiple areas. For example, meeting rooms also. So roaming users. Employees who works in an environment. So for example, warehouse. So one company ఒక ప్లేస్ లో ఉంటుంది, warehouse data warehouse ఒక ప్లేస్ లో ఉండొచ్చు. సో అలాగా మల్టిపుల్ ప్లేసెస్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు దాన్ని ఎలా. Then another one is about gnome. So this category covers the employee requiring solutions in semi-treated, that is semi-connected environments where the modems used frequently. So for example, BSNL జాయిన్ వాళ్ళకి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నెట్వర్క్ ఏరియా చెక్ చేయడానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కంపల్సరీగా వాళ్ళకి ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్క మోడమ్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు. సో దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి కనెక్ట్ పర్సనల్లీ త్రూ దేర్ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ అండ్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి యూజింగ్ దట్. Then another one about road warrior. What is this road warrior? This is an ultimate mobile user and spend a little time in office. ఇంకా బయట ఉంటారనమాట చెక్ చేయడానికి కానీ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్. దిస్ ఇస్ అల్టిమేట్ మొబైల్ యూసర్. ఇట్ స్పెండ్స్ ఎ లిటిల్ time in the office and they are roaming the road service. Then important components of wireless networks. So what are the important components of wireless? So these terminologies you already known in the networks, computer networks also. So the first one is about, that is 802.11, IEEE 802.11. So networking standard, that is Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, that is IEEE 802.1, 2.11, is a family of standard for wireless local area networks, that is a VLAN. So you can know the LAN, WAN, MAN, no? So that is a wireless LAN. Starting it is specification and our requirements for a computer communication. So wireless network standard is IEEE 802.11, not 11, 1 month. Okay. Then another one is about access point. It is also termed as AP. It is a hardware device and the software that acts as a central transmitter and receiver of wireless LAN radio signal. Users of wireless devices such as laptops or PDAs get connected with these APIs, which in turns get connected with the wired LAN. An AP acts as a communication hub for users to connect with the wired LAN. అంతే కదా, మనకి ఇప్పుడు టవర్ నుంచి సిగ్నల్ వస్తుంది. సో త్రూ దట్ సిగ్నల్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి యాక్సెస్ అవర్ యాక్సెస్ పాయింట్. సో టవర్ కంపల్సరీగా సమ్వేర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి కనెక్టెడ్, ఇంటర్ కనెక్టెడ్. సో టవర్ కి వైర్లు కనెక్ట్ చేసి ఉంటాయి కదా. తీసి బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ నెట్వర్క్స్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. సో బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ నుంచి డైరెక్ట్ గా వస్తుంది కదా. సో సమ్ వైర్డ్ నెట్వర్క్ టు వైర్లెస్ నెట్వర్క్. Then another one is Wi-Fi hotspot. It is generally, we know everyone what is a Wi-Fi hotspot. A hotspot is a site that offers the internet access by using Wi-Fi technology over a VLAN. Hotspots are found in a public areas such as coffee shops, public libraries, hotels, and restaurants, and are commonly offered facility throughout much of Northern America and Europe. These facilities generally offer ఓపెన్ వైఫైస్ ఉంటాయి. జనరల్ గా మనకి రైల్వే స్టేషన్ లో కానీ రైల్ కనెక్ట్ అని ఉంటుంది, ఏపీఎస్ఆర్టీసీ బస్ స్టాండ్ లో కానీ ఏపీఎస్ఆర్టీసీ సమ్ ఓపెన్ వైఫైస్. సో దీస్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ కామన్లీ ఆఫర్డ్ ఫెసిలిటీ త్రూఅవుట్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ నార్థన్ అమెరికా. సో జనరల్ గా మనకి ఎలా అంటే కరెంట్ బిల్ వచ్చినట్టే ఇన్ యూరోపియన్ కంట్రీస్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి గెట్ వైఫై bill also. So if you are using or not using, you have to pay. So then free Wi-Fi hotspots, wireless internet connection service is offered in a public areas free of cost and that to without any authentication. So అందుకనే జనరల్ గా మనం యూజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు వైఫై నెట్వర్క్ జనరల్ గా ఫ్రీగా వస్తుందని చెప్పి పోయి కనెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నామంటే then it is loss. So that we will talk. So what is a wireless network మనం మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం. వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ వైర్లెస్ ఏంటంటే IEEE 802 స్టాండర్డ్ ఏంటి, వైఫై ఏంటి, హాట్స్పాట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఇవన్నీ చూస్తాం. ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్ అండ్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఆథెంటికేషన్, అంతే కదా. జనరల్ గా ఆటోమేటిక్ కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. వైఫై ఆన్ చేయగానే ఆటోమేటిక్ మీ వైఫై తో కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ద కమర్షియల్ హాట్స్పాట్, ద యూజర్స్ ఆర్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు ఆథెంటికేషన్ అండ్ ఆన్లైన్ పేమెంట్ టు అవైలబుల్ వైర్లెస్ ఇంటర్నెట్ సర్వీస్ ఇన్ పబ్లిక్ ఏరియాస్. జనరల్ గా పబ్లిక్ ఏరియాస్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏదన్నా ఇవి ఉంటాయి కదా, కంప్యూటర్స్ అన్ని మనకి నెట్ కేఫ్ అన్నమాట, సైబర్ కేఫ్. సో సారీ కేఫ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, సైబర్ కేఫ్స్, అక్కడ పోయి మనం యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాం కదా. సో ఇది కూడా హాట్స్పాట్ అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు వైఫై ప్లేస్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు యూజ్, సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దే ఆర్ requiring some amount. So through that amount, they are going to be give some a certain amount of data they are going to give, then you can use it. So that is a commercial hotspot. And the fourth one is service set identifier, SSID. So these most of these things are going to be used in transaction basis. So SSID and it is the name of IEEE 802.11i VLAN, and all the wireless devices on VLAN must be used same SSID to communicate each other. While setting up VLAN, the user or a wireless LAN administrator set the SSID, which can be up to a 32 characters of long, so that only the users who knows the SSID will be able to connect the wireless LAN. It's always advised to turn off the broadcast of SSID. Generally, for example, if I am going to be connect జనరల్ గా ఇప్పుడు నా సిస్టమ్ జనరల్ గా మీ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ కూడా ఇప్పుడు యు ఆర్ ఎనేబుల్ విత్ కాలేజ్ వైఫై ఏమవుతుంది, ఆటోమేటిక్ మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ ఆన్ చేయగానే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా వైర్లెస్ కనెక్టివిటీ అనేది యాక్టివేట్ కాదు. సో దట్ సంథింగ్ ఎస్ఎస్ఐడిస్ అన్నమాట. ఐడి యూజ్ చేసుకొని మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవడం. That SSID also we need to register with system administration. So then only we can get network access. Then another one is about wired equivalence privacy. That is WEP. Wired equivalence privacy. మనం జనరల్ గా హాట్స్పాట్ అనే మొబైల్లో మనకు ఉంటుంది కదా, మీరు త్రూ సెక్యూరిటీ చేస్తున్నామా లేదా WAP కానీ WEP పెడుతున్నారా అంటే సేమ్ అదే. Wireless transmission is susceptible to eavesdropping and provide a confidentiality. WEP was introduced a part of original 802.11i protocol in 1997. It always termed as deprecated security algorithm for IEEE 802.11i wireless LANs. SSID along with WAP delivers a fair amount of secure wireless networks. Simple గా మన మొబైల్లో పాస్వర్డ్ కానీ వితౌట్ నన్ అని ఉంటుంది కదా, సో పాస్వర్డ్ సెట్ చేసుకోవడం. Then another one is about Wi-Fi protected access. That is WAP and WAP2. ఇవి కూడా మొబైల్లో వస్తాయి కదా. WAP was introduced in the intern standard to replace WEP to improve, అదే దాన్ని రీప్లేస్ చేయడానికి వాడింది. Improve upon the security features of WAP. WPA2 provides a stronger encryption mechanism through advanced encryption standard, which requires for some corporative and government agencies. So based upon the levels where we are going to be used very strong encryption on various types of levels of agencies, they are going to be used this WAP2. In general, we can set a password. For example, simple hotspot in password ఉంటుంది కదా, that is the WAP. Then another one is about MAC, medium access control. Medium access control. It is a unique identifier for each node, that is each network interfaces of a network, and it is signed by the manufacturer and the network interface card NIC stored its own hardware. And MAC address filtering allows only the device which is specific MAC address to access the network. Generally ఉంటాయి కదా మనం ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ త్రూ మ్యాక్ అడ్రస్ యాక్సెస్ చేయడం, జనరల్ గా IP అడ్రస్ తోటి యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి రెండు డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట ఇంటర్నెట్ అని. సో MAC అడ్రస్ తోటి యాక్సెస్ చేస్తే we don't have any restrictions, we can access all those. So that is it. MAC address is a specific for every system, network interface card, the manufacturer assigned by the manufacturer of a network interface card, NIC card, and stored it's in hardware. So MAC address is filtering allows. So general system చూసామంటే IP address, MAC address రెండు ఉంటుంది. So that's through MAC address also we can access a network. So once again I will share you again. Tools used for hacking wireless networks. So ఇప్పుడు మనం వైర్లెస్ నెట్వర్క్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాం. వాట్ ఈస్ వైర్లెస్ నెట్వర్క్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్టాండర్డ్స్ ఏంటి, సో వైర్లెస్ నెట్వర్క్స్ ని ఎలా యాక్సెస్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాం. సో త్రూ వైఫై త్రూ సమ్ access points, SSIDs are and wide WEP and another WAP and MAC address through. So such type of components we can use to connect a Wi-Fi network, that is a wireless network. So there is a tools for hacking these wireless networks are there. NetStumbler. This is a tool based on Windows OS and easily identify the wireless signals being broadcasted within the range. So this is a one tool. And Ismet. This is a tool defect and displays the SSIDs that are not being broadcasted, which is very critical in finding a wireless networks. Very critical in finding a wireless networks. Then AirSnort. This is a tool very easy and usually used to snip and crack the WAP keys. Generally passwords అన్నాం కదా, ఆ పాస్వర్డ్స్ ఈజీగా క్రాక్ చేయడానికి AirSnort యూస్ చేస్తాం. Then Cowpatty. This is a tool used to brute force tools for cracking WAP PSK, and it is considered to be the new WAP. మనం జనరల్గా ఇప్పుడే మాట్లాడుకున్నాం కదా, WAP మాట్లాడుకున్న తర్వాత WAP2 మాట్లాడుకున్నాం. అక్కడ ఏం మాట్లాడుకున్నాం, దిస్ ఇస్ అ సీరియస్ వీక్నెస్ ఇన్ WEP లో ఉన్న వీక్నెస్ ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసి there was introduced cyber criminals to introduce the new wireless network, that is WAP, introduced in the terms of 1997 లో WAP తీసుకుంటాం. So that is the meaning here. Then Wireshark, formerly is Ethereal. It can scan the wireless and Ethernet data and comes with such robust filtering capabilities. It can also be used to sniff out the IEEE 802.11 management became and props, and subsequently Cloud-B used a tool for sniff out of non-broadcasting SSIDs. So SSID generate చేసినప్పుడు, for example, అన్ని systems కి generate చేసాం, all systems may use or may not use. సో ఏ సిస్టమ్స్ లో అయితే యూజ్ చేయను ఆ సిస్టమ్ ద్వారా, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ జనరల్ గా ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక 100 ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఉన్నారు, 100 ఎంప్లాయీస్ కి ఐడీస్ ఇచ్చాము, 100 ఎంప్లాయీస్ వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో సంబడి మే theft the SSID from the one employee. That employee today is leave, or for example he is not using, but that ID is used by some other person. So may administrator know that whether he is leave or whether he is using or some other using, he wants to know to identify that. So that is wireless shark. So traditional techniques on networks, traditional techniques of attacks on wireless networks. In security breaches, presentation of wireless networks through unauthorized access is termed as wireless cracking. Unauthorized access to a termed as wireless cracking. There are various methods that demands high level of technological skill and knowledge and availability of enormous software tools. Enormous software tools made it less sophisticated with minimal technological skills to crack the wireless web. అంతే కదా జనరల్ గా మీరు కాలేజీలో కూడా చేస్తుంటారు వైర్లెస్ నెట్వర్క్స్ ని పాస్వర్డ్ ని ఎలాగా చేయాలి ఎలాగ తీసుకోవాలనే దానికి సో ఇట్ ఇస్ ద వేరియస్ మెథడ్స్ దట్ ఈస్ డిమాండ్స్ హై లెవెల్ టెక్నాలజీ స్కిల్స్ టు నాలెడ్జ్. So there is first one is about sniffing. The attacker usually installs the sniffers remotely on the victim system and conduct the activities such as passive scanning of wireless networks, detects the SSIDs. You know what is SSIDs now? You can know that what is SSID? Service Set Identifier. So generally ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరికీ ఒక పాస్వర్డ్ ఇచ్చేసి లేదా ఒక ఐడి ఇచ్చేసి త్రూ దట్ ఐడి దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి యాక్సెస్ ద ఇంటర్నెట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వైర్లెస్ ఇంటర్నెట్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి యాక్సెస్. కలెక్టింగ్ ద MAC అడ్రసెస్. ఓకే, MAC అడ్రసెస్ కలెక్ట్ చేయడం. కలెక్టింగ్ ద ఫ్రేమ్స్ టు క్రాక్ ది WAP లో ఉన్న పాస్వర్డ్ ని క్రాక్ చేయడానికి ద ఫ్రేమ్స్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు. Okay, so remotely they are going to be collect all those things. Then another one about snooping. The attacker often launches an attack on a wireless network by simply creating a new network with a stronger wireless signal and copied SSID in the same area as an original network. ఏంటి ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా స్నూప్ చేయటం మనం చేస్తాం కదా, మీ హీరో లాగా చేసాడు సేమ్ అలానే SSIDని కాపీ చేసి సేమ్ ఒరిజినల్ పర్సన్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నట్టు యూజ్ చేస్తాం. The different types of snooping as follows: MAC address snooping, IP snooping, and frame snooping. Hello, voice is clear? So MAC address snooping, IP address snooping, and frame snooping. Then we have another one is about denial of service. Denial of service. What is this denial of service? Then 3 days back we saw DOS and DDoS attacks. No, we explained on these attacks in the unit 2 also. In unit 2 lo chusam, this unit lo kuda already chusam. Then another main one, this also we already discussed, MITM, man in the middle attack. It refers to a scenario wherein an attacker on host A insert A between all the communications between the host X and Y without the knowledge of X and Y. All the messages. ఏంటి ఎవరైనా ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నారా? క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నారు నన్ను. So I think you know what is the man in the middle attack. It refers the scenario where is the attacker. So he's going to be in between the. Hello. No need. No. So the attacker is going to be insert in between some, for example, X and Y are the two members. They are going to be transmit the data in between. Then in between the attacker is going to be, there is a man in the middle. The name itself is there. No, is going to be middle. Is trying to make messages. X అనే వాడు మెసేజ్ చేస్తున్నాడు Y కి. సో Y అనేవాడే రిప్లై ఇస్తున్నాడు X కి అనేలాగా he is going to be manipulate all the messages in between. So see that is the objective behind this attack is merely, that is mostly importantly, observe the communication or modify before sending out. So that is the man in the middle attack. And the fifth one is about encryption tracking. So this is a So encryption. So encryption and generally we are going to be converted from some plain text to ciphertext. This is a meaning called encryption. So it is always advised that the first step protect the wireless network is to use WAP encryption. The attacker is always advised to new tools to techniques to deconstruct the older encryption technology, which is quite easy for attacker due to continuous research on this field. Hence, the second step, use a long and highly randomized encryption key. That is very important. It is a little pain to remember a long random encryption. However, at the so I don't know, somebody is